Hello, everybody. Pardon me. Excuse me. So, haven't had time to do the farm. My name is Kazm Vulfhart, aka King Kazm, whatever you want to call me, and welcome back to Pokemon Violet, the Bug-type Gym Leader run. I haven't had time to actually look for the Sweet Herba Mystica. So just bear with me. We're gonna find it. I'm going to find it. I'll probably find it after my recording session today, hopefully. But for now, we're gonna continue on our classes. What classes do we have left? We have Math, Art, and Battle Studies. We'll do Battle Studies next. I don't know if I've said this before, but I do enjoy the fact that you actually get to do classes and stuff like that in this game. Who do I start off with? Os! Say hello to your battle instructor, the one, the only, the hot-blooded Dendra. Os is a karate thing, by the way. Look it up. Okay. I have several things here. So allow me to enlighten you all on what Os means. First and foremost, it is a Japanese statement, phrase, I should say. The U is not pronounced, or it is, but not in the way that Americans pronounce U's. So for the most part, it is somewhat silent. I'm saying this because I don't actually know how to describe it, because I don't teach foreign languages, so I don't know if it's safe to say, like, yeah, it's silent or not. But it's pretty much silent. So you say, Us! Now, here's the thing. I have found three observations of what Os is. And the first and foremost, the spirit of Os. Os is the one word that you will hear most in a Kyokushin dojo or at a Kyokushin tournament. When you enter or leave the dojo, you bow and say, Os! When you greet a fellow Kyokushin karateka, I'm assuming it's a practitioner of Kyokushin karate. Yeah. It's a type of karate. You say Os instead of hello. When you respond to an instruction or a question in class, you say Os instead of yes or I understand. When performing Kihon Waza, basic techniques in class, each technique is often accompanied with a loud Os. When practicing Jiu Kumite, free fighting, in class, and your opponent lands a good hard technique, you say Os to acknowledge your opponent's skill. As a measure of respect, knockdown fighters of the tournament bow and say Os to the referee, and to each other before and after the fight. Os is used in many situations and seems to mean a lot of things, but what does it really mean? Os is a contraction of the words Oshi, meaning to push, or actually meaning push. It's not meaning to push because there's differences. And Shinobu, meaning to endure. It means patience, determination, and perseverance. Every time we say Os, we remind ourselves of this. And then it goes on to talk about the devotion of Wow, I have said it so many times and I fail it. Kyokushin karate. And that's basically the gist of that. That is from the spirit of Os USA IFK Kyokushin. I'm never going to remember that word. Kyokushin karate. However, it is not just in Kyokushin karate or karate in general. Os, also Os. It's spelled here OSS, which... No, ISS is something different. Got it. And then the pronunciation that she says, OSU, is a casual greeting in Japanese, typically associated with male practitioners of Japanese martial arts such as karate, kendo, and judo. See, judo is more where I hear it, in most cases. Because when I actually used to take karate. And karate is, for me, I guess it's safe to say I didn't really go to the best karate school. Oh no, I wasn't paying attention. Moves of light and moves of darkness. This is Kingdom Hearts! Physical and special moves. I'm not even paying attention. There are various theories as to its origins, but the term is believed to have originated in World War II in Imperial Japanese Navy. Excuse me. At Kyoto Budo Senmongaku of the Dainippon Botuko Kai, or the sumo club at Takashoku University. My brain. I can read most languages in the language and how they're supposed to be pronounced, usually. French usually is the one that trips me up a lot, though. Well, French and German, if I had to guess. And then the last thing, for the most part, it's basically like this Quora. Wow, I can almost pronounce Japanese words pretty accurately, but I cannot say Quora. Quora. That website that answers questions for you. They say it just means hi or hey. Be careful with what you read on the internet. But yeah, I greatly do enjoy these classes, because they do teach you stuff about how the Pokemon game works, while also, in some cases, like linguistics, doesn't really do much game-wise, game mechanic-wise, but it does show you a little bit of world building. This, in absolute honesty, is one of my favorite things that they could have added to a game. A prime example is honestly the battle studies. It gives you a better understanding of how battles actually work and stuff like that, and it gives you more of an understanding of what you need to worry about. But I do want to expand on the first lesson a little bit. One of the things I need to expand upon is that the way you build your Pokemon is always different. Heal up. Although the other ones are kind of funny. But basically, what I'm trying to say, because I'm like half distracted about a bunch of other things. If you want a sweeper, yes, focus on the stats that you're that it's good at, like a special sweeper or a physical sweeper. If you're building a tank, You usually want to do the inverse, focusing more on its HP, and this is where a lot of people do not agree with me. And it's fair. It's absolutely fair that you don't agree with me on this one. If a tank has roughly equal defensive stats, I usually focus on the lesser of the two stats to buff, but I still kind of buff both of them to try and make it a little bit even. It just makes it a little bit harder for them to be killed. Most people will say focus on the highest defensive stat, which is also a fair strategy, because then you can pivot meaning to switch, pivot them into a enemy that they're defensively better against. An example being, I'm trying to think of a good example. Chansey. Chansey, defensively speaking, is horrible with physical defense, but absolutely decent. I think it's pretty decent as a special defender. So if you had a Chansey or a Blissey, you would pivot it into a special attacking Pokemon to lessen the damage it takes. But something you need to focus on with certain tanks is how are you going to win. There are several win cons for certain tanks. Call your parents. Mom, Dad, I'm having trouble. I had a joke, but I'm going to behave. So an example, a good example for me, I built a pretty tanky Toxapex back in Sword and Shield days, before I even started my channel, and I built it in a way where its main goal was just to get a burn off or get a poison off. And then just tank and recover as many hits as I can until the Pokemon eventually dies. Actually, that kind of strategy also helps me a bit in Pokerogue, if you all remember that video, which, by the way, I've now learned that I was using the wrong frickin' website. I've since been playing on the proper website. The biggest indicator was the aspect ratio. That video is just basically a square. But the aspect ratio of... But that was also partially my fault with how I set it up. But I've since learned what the actual website is and been using that. And it's not bad. I've kind of found a strategy that works to... It's a roguelike game. And actually, I'm going to talk about roguelike games a little bit for a while. Something about roguelike games to keep in mind is that... yes, the main goal is to try and beat the game in as many different ways as possible. However, if the game has an upgradable functionality to it, such as... Oh god, we're inside. Can I just take this outside? Oh. Bullshit! I'll ride on somebody's back. It's fine. Special defense... The higher the less damage it takes from special attacks. Which of the following has no effect on a move's damage? The name. How many trainers are on a Terra Raid Bout 4? Yes. What is the effective method of breaking an opponent's Terra Shield, terrestrializing and attacking? I think it's fighting, but this could be a curveball. If it's 4 out of 5, I know what the issue is. If it's 5 out of 5, I know what... I now know it's fighting type. Yeah. 5 out of 5, okay. Gave us a real easy one on that last question. But roguelike... The thing I've noticed about certain roguelike games is that there's always this underlying, constant upgrade feature going on with them. An example is Hades. No. That was nice. A big example for me is Hades, because in Hades, you get 2 separate menus that allow you to fully upgrade Zagreus to be a lot harder to kill in the long run and also deal more damage. One of the upgrade menus is the mirror in his bedroom. That gives you bonus features and such that allow you to basically get more rewards, last longer, all that fun stuff. And then there's the weapons themselves, of which he has 6. I haven't played Hades 2, that's why I'm not using that as an example, but I am using Hades 1 as an example because I played the ever-loving crap out of that game. And I've beaten it. Well, I haven't beaten it. I haven't gotten through all the story yet. But I've beaten the constant run-through aspect of it. So the weapons, each of his weapons has 4 forms, and each of those forms can be upgraded, I think, 3 times? Maybe 4. 3 times, I think. And each upgrade does something to benefit its playstyle. And that's what almost every good roguelike has, is some form of upgrade. Pokerogue's upgrade is you can get candies as you play for the Pokemon, and you can use those to activate passives. You know what? We'll ask questions. You all can read while I'm doing this. While I'm talking about it. Pokerogue uses these candies to allow you to activate passive abilities, which usually are the hidden abilities of the Pokemon, or lower their cost because you can only have a cost of 10 in a team. And that's why... That's actually one of the things I like about roguelikes, is while for the most part it is a randomized gameplay style in one aspect or another, there is still an underlying consistency to it that helps you to constantly improve. And the beginning of roguelikes are always going to be horrible. Not like horrible bad, but more horrible in like, you're almost guaranteed to lose. You're almost guaranteed to absolutely lose in a roguelike. The first few times you run through it. Very rarely are you going to be able to run through it and get through it without any issue. I know some people are that good, and I know some people are that lucky. It's just a lot of randomization. Has to work in your favor. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. It's LP, right? Something, because I want to play more roguelikes beyond Hades and beyond Pokerogue. I've played Slay the Spire, which is another roguelike. But something I'm noticing about roguelikes and how they operate is that roguelikes tend to have a point in time where you figure out what the proper goal is, or the proper combo is, and then you just repeat it over and over again. I tend to do that a lot, mainly because I try and just build up the resources necessary to get what I want out of it, to get the upgrades I need. If that's money, like the constant overarching money amount, or money currency is what I'm trying to say. If it's the overarching currency, then it makes sense. Or it helps me out a lot, because it will make everything a lot easier to deal with. With Pokerogue, I'm doing it mostly because I want the eggs in order to get more Pokemon, which in turn gives me a lot more options to get through what I need to get through. But I will say the downside to roguelikes is you can burn yourself out on them really easily. Well, some people can. I can pretty easily, if I'm not careful. I can burn myself out on roguelikes if I play them like a week straight without any breaks in between. And the reason being is because there is a level of repetition that just barely hits the check mark for my ADHD to make me bored of it. And then because of how they tend to work, you need to keep going at it over and over and over again, which is what can lead to the issue of the burnout. But it's not a bad burnout. Usually I just take maybe a week or two away from it, and I feel a little bit better and eager to play it again. Like, I haven't played Hades for a while, and I get the feeling if I were to pick it up, I could probably play it for maybe 2-3 days straight. Which rule set should you pick if you want to use something? Wouldn't it be flat rules? I was not paying attention. Why am I good at that? Why am I good at knowing this stuff without actually knowing this stuff? But yeah, I genuinely do like roguelikes. If I ever actually get my ass to stream, I'll probably do roguelikes because of just how roguelikes operate. I feel like roguelikes are a good game good games to stream because the structure's a lot looser. Like, I always compare streaming and recording to being levels of structure. So an example is this game, these regular Pokemon games. It would be great. Like, you can stream any game you want, but with how the games are structured, there are points where there are definitely like lulls or dulls. I'm not surprised Namoda's in the class. I just now noticed her. There's always like attack and special attack is go all out. It's auto battles. How should you obtain LP? Technically speaking, you get it just by going up to the dens and clicking on them, but it would be exchange materials. Penny would pick C, though. High-level Pokemon are adjusted to what level when using flat rules in linked battles? I think this one's supposed to be 50. I think. When using normal rules in linked battles, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiple... This one I might have to retake this one. This one might be true. I'm not too comfortable about those last two questions. But, like, there are lulls. How do we do? 5 out of 5, damn. Not bad at all. Okay, I've got like 5 minutes left, so why don't we go look for more stakes if we can. But since this is the one. Because of how the games are structured, there are obviously lulls in the game, which are just going to take away from the audience retention rate in a video like these, like I post on my channel. With a stream, it's somewhat different because those lulls become moments where the streamer can interact with their viewer. I can't do that, obviously, in these videos because, well, number one, I don't really have that many viewers. I have 118 viewers, technically speaking, which I'm grateful for. But like, I don't have direct interactive access to them. But with a stream, if I were to stream these games, these lulls would be where I start talking with people and just interacting with them to keep it would be a lot easier to keep the audience retention up, thus having a better relationship between me and my community. And Pokemon games, while they're decent with that, for streaming, it's a lot better to use I don't know, like, Pokemon games are good for both of them, streaming and recording. Games like Hades and roguelikes, I feel, are a little bit more entertaining on the viewer aspect side, because the lulls are less. So, like, as an example, if I were to die in a roguelike, there'd be a point where I'm just chatting with my viewers while basically setting up for the next round. But then going on to, like, Pokemon, it's a little bit different. I'm losing my point. I personally am losing my point. If you were able to keep up with my point, congratulations, you are a lot smarter than I am about this. Basically what I'm trying to say is, Pokemon, the breaks seem fewer and far between, but they're bigger, which means that I'd be able to interact more with the viewers. Whereas with roguelikes, the breaks are shorter and less of a no, I lost my point. I completely lost my point. I'm bad at this. Am I good at this? No. Am I bad at this? Yes. I don't know, like, it's... I can't say for sure, mainly because the issue is I don't stream. Once I do stream and I start getting practice with it and learning what's what, I will have a much better point of contention on what I'm trying to say. and I will have a better, more informed opinion, and that's kind of how opinions should be formed. I feel like roguelikes would be easier to stream than it would be to record them. I feel like games like Pokémon are easier to... Yeah, I can't look at my map while I'm doing that. Hang on, I want to look at my map. Pokemon games are easier to record for me because I understand what needs to be recorded and what needs to be cut out. Usually I don't cut stuff out regardless because I feel like... Well, A, it's mainly a concern of, like, somebody accusing me of cheating, which I to be honest, I don't really care if I get accused of cheating because... Oh, fuck it. It doesn't really matter. I'm not playing on professional servers. I'm not playing with professional people. I'm not doing... That river room is flying in the air. Got it. I'm not playing in a competitive sense. I'm just recording videos to have fun. And I shouldn't worry too much about people, like, accusing me of cheating. And I really don't. The only reason I'm ever really, like, concerned about it is just because I want there to be an entertainment value for my players as well. My viewers as well. And most people don't really like watching other people cheat, from my experience. So, you know, it's just easier to play a game as it's meant to be played, or, like, use some exploits but not abuse them if they are a thing. Have I used any exploits? I think the only exploits I've actually used is literally Gen 1's crit how crits are formed. Finally, I find a stake. My goodness. I've been looking everywhere for you. And I still have like 3 more to find. Hooray. But yeah, I'm not too worried about being accused of cheating, mainly because most of the games I play, I literally don't know how to cheat in. I don't know how to break... okay, so that's not entirely true. I learned how to break or use the duplication stuff in Violet and Scarlet, Tears of the Kingdom, and I think there was at one point a time where I could do so in Sword and Shield if I wanted to, but I didn't because I didn't care. Because, like, what am I gonna replicate? Like, genuinely, y'all know I don't like Master Balls. I'm going to time on it, yes I am. Y'all know I don't like Master Balls. Y'all know that the only thing I really give a shit about, if anything, is the IV item, EV items, the effort value items, which are the proteins, basically the vitamins. Like, those are the only things I really give a proper shit about. And there's no point in me trying to spawn in a super uber powerful Pokemon if what I'm trying to do is a bug type only run. I am not touching that in any way, shape, or form. Quit gatekeeping me. Actually, literally, I will have to kill this thing because it's the only way I can get out. It's going to keep blocking. But, like, climb, you idiot. It's... I'm willing to bet there are ways where I could cheat in a spawn of a shiny, a shiny of every single one of my bug types, but there's literally no point to me doing that because, number one, it's just a waste of my time, a waste of your time, a waste of everybody's time, and it's a waste of just all the effort I put into the team I already have. So why the fuck would I do it? With Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, I can make infinite money, but at the same time, like, I don't really care. Like, ooh, I can get more of the super uber fuse items to break the fuse mechanic that I barely use as is. Like, I know I could cheat an arc, and I did a couple of times, but just to show you guys certain things like the Rhinognatha. Beyond that, there's no real reason for me to cheat in that as well. Like, that's the biggest issue, though. I have no reason to cheat. I have no reason to care to cheat. Like, overall, it's just a case of, do I have a reason to? No, well, I'm not going to do it. And 100% of the time, when I ask myself that question, do I have a reason to cheat? The answer is always, no. Shit happens, it happens. Where are you? I hear you. Where are you? Where is the little idiot? There he is. Right in your pockets. That's why it always baffles me when people cheat in games and stuff like that. It's like, why? You're not giving yourself any freaking benefit. There is no point! There's two of them over here! Where's the second one? I swear I just heard it. There you are. Right in your pockets. Tiny dick. But yeah, I'm going to stop talking about cheating, and I'm going to stop talking in general for this episode, because I've talked to you guys' ears off way too long enough. And I would just like to thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that we can see more content like this in the future. And if you come back on the regular and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It's free, helps out a ton, and I'm greatly appreciative. And if you can share this video with your friends, your family, your favorite group of, oh, I don't know, battle junkies, I'd appreciate that as well. And as always, me and my gravity-defying dragon will see you as we continue our adventures in Pokemon Violet, the Bug-type Gym Leader run. Bye-bye!